What is going on? Will Blendon, corporate hustler, nice guy driver. A lot of things are going to change with the new company. For the few that have been paying attention, I'm building a AI marketing agency specifically because it's a low risk business, and I know I'm going to get more business and corporate credit. And I'm guaranteeing success because this is the first time in my life I'm going in with all the boxes checked. Meaning, me as a personal guarantee with good credit, check. Me with actual revenue that I'm generating that I could put into the business. Because you got to have some revenue going through the business. This is a lot of things the gurus don't tell you. You can't just set up an LLC. You got to put some money through it. This is where gig economy comes in, Uber, Lyft, and I'm renting rooms for those who've been following me for a while. One pays me in cash, one sends into PayPal, which goes to my Navy Federal. So I have revenue. If I just take all that revenue and then what I'm making online, put that into one business account. That's what I'm doing with this new company. I'm going to have good personal credit to guarantee credit cards, loans, lines of credit. It's the first time, because in the past I've set up businesses, but I never had good personal credit, or something was always wrong. You know what I mean? And I built credit on my older company, but it's just so many mistakes I made. I didn't know where to position the credit to make more money. Now I'm learning all the mistakes I made from that previous company. I'm starting over. But I'm starting over on a better note because, like I said, I've been searching for probably over a year, I would say, for a credit partner, because I take my credit in the beginning. I did the credit stacking, got a whole bunch of credit cards, didn't know what to do with the money. And this is the first time I'm admitting this story, because a lot of people ask me, you've been in business all this time and you don't have no business credit. Yes, I did, and I made mistakes. This time, I'm much more older, much more mature. I know more about business. I know everything that if I personally was going to go to an expert, I would go to me, because I know it now. I couldn't say that a year ago. Excuse me. So with that being said, I know what I'm doing now. I know how to structure a perfect entity now after making all these mistakes. I know what to do with the credit now because I have steady revenue coming in. I'm actually a sole prop, so I am a sole prop, and then I have a entity that does my affiliate marketing stuff. But I'm kind of rebuilding this company because of the mistakes of that company. It was built by the wrong people. You don't necessarily need a lawyer for this company. Think of this as your first company that you're going to start from day one. I call it your family LLC. This the one that's going to set everything off. Forget about holding companies and all that advanced stuff. Just think about setting up an LLC, put all your hustle money into, build some credit, go after grants. We're going to be talking about grants. But what's different now is I realized I made mistakes with building the channels. I mean, I got 5 channels that I actively post on that are completely ruined as far as the audience, the setup, everything. I did too many short form videos. What everybody was saying was true about short form content. If you put a lot of short form content on your channel that had long form videos that were getting a lot of views, it's going to destroy your channel. So going forward, this might be one of maybe a few of the last long form content videos going on the channels. I'm going to start a whole new channel for the new company. It'll probably be branded something else, so you probably won't be able to find it. I'm still going to keep the Blandrake channel, the Nice Guy Driver, Shania Business, Real Wealth. I'm keeping all the channels, but I'm just going to keep the short form content on those channels. Why not? They're still doing well. They're still bringing in views, but it's only on the short form content. So I'm going to start all over, build a channel just for my long form content. So it's going to be videos 8 minutes or above. It's going to be a mixture of maybe myself and some AI content, but it's only going to be the long form videos, no short form videos. And I'm only going to worry about getting that one channel monetized. That's it. I'm just going to worry about monetizing that one channel. All the videos I did in the past, they'll stay on those channels that I currently have. Like I said, I'm just going to post short form content on those channels and just keep them going. And you guys are going to have to find, you will be able to find the new channel if you've been watching me a long time, if you pay attention. If you pay attention, you'll see a link under the few long form videos I have, and there'll be a link to the new channel. But like I said, I'm not getting a lot of views on the long form content, so it's probably like very few of you will notice. Very few of you are going to look in the description and look for the new channel name, but the new channel name only if you want a long form content. Now, don't get me wrong, my short form content is good. It gets views. I'm going to take videos like this one, cut it up, make it a bunch of, short form content you might want to enjoy, you might want to partake in. And you might catch it in some of the short form content videos, the new channel name. I haven't said it yet, but I'm going to say it eventually. And I'm literally going to build it from scratch, how you're supposed to build a channel, everything the right way. I got an idea of a channel name that I want to go with, a unique channel name. And I'm going to have a membership or a course to go with the channel. And the videos, those same videos, I'm going to use for the course. So it'll be a different audience. I'll put the course on the other channels. I'll put the course link on the other channels. So if you're paying attention, you'll find it, I just want one channel where I put my time and energy into long form content, because I really believe that's where you're going to make the most money, of course, on YouTube anyway. So I really only need to monetize that one channel. I don't need to monetize 5 different channels and killing myself. I don't need to do it. That channel will go under a different name. It'll go under actually the company name. That channel will be under the company name. I'm only going to worry about, like I said, monetizing that one channel. But occasionally I'll come back to the other channels. I'll put a long form content on there just to spike your curiosity. It might be talking about the new channel or whatever. And I really feel like it's going to narrow down my workload as far as videos because I'm all over the place with the channels, and this way now I can just focus. I'll just take clips from the long form content, put it on the smaller channels, and call it a day, and then focus on the one channel with the long form. And of course, the big thing I'm going to be doing, going after grants. That's the big thing. I have a grant source that's probably the biggest and best grant source in the country online. And then I have a secondary one, not as big, but still does the job. They are the only two that I found in my whole lifetime that are legit. If you just go in and Google grants, you're going to find all types of scammy stuff. It's not going to get you anywhere. I got the real grant sources. And I never had a business positioned properly to go after the grants. That's what I'm doing now. I'm building a company in software, in technology, that's going to be attractive to banks, grant writers, nonprofit organizations, credit unions. I'm going to actually try to make my first bank account. I haven't got there yet. I did all the steps other than waiting for my paperwork come back from the LLC stuff, and open a bank account. I'm thinking about opening a bank account in a local credit union first. The only reason why I'm not going to the big bank like Chase is because of the address. When you do a virtual address, that's one thing we're going to be talking about, is Chase and the big banks are going to give you a hard time. Even though it comes up like a real corporate office, they want you to have like a lease for matching that address, which if it's a virtual address, you're not going to be able to produce a lease. If you want to spend the money, go to Regis, pay for the real office, you'll have a lease. I'm not there yet. I'll keep it real. I'm not there yet. Once I get a grant big enough, say 10,000 plus, now we could go consider opening a real office. A real business address. Now, why do we need a real business address? More credibility for the next step, which is to build a even bigger company, but a C Corp that we're later on possibly going to sell or go public. I'm always thinking ahead. I'm always thinking bigger. But this first company, this LLC, think of it like your family LLC. This is going to get you off the ground. But you got to get your personal credit right, because you're going to be the first PG. Either you or your wife, or you or your girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, got to get your stuff right. One of you, as far as your credit. Because you're just going to PG. Probably the first $250,000. That's it. $250,000, the first. And then you position that money right, and you're going to see along my journey how I position my money right, using insurance policies and stuff like that to give your company credibility. Now we go build a bigger corporation that's probably going to own this LLC. So you're going to go literally raise the money through real business before you worry about loans, credit lines. You're going after grants. The grant money will help you position your credit right if you're paying down debt. Remember, you could take some of that grant money, pay down personal debt, only if it's allowed, what you could do with that money. If they don't give you any restrictions on what you could do with the money, take that money, pay down some personal debt, now your credit score goes up. So you're working on your credit, while you're applying for grant money, you're applying for grant money first, even before you start making any money, unless you have an active business like me. I'm actively a driver for Uber and Lyft, and I'm renting rooms, so I have cash flow coming in. As long as you got cash flow coming in, you're going to be able to move that money into your business account, go to ADP or one of these companies, pay yourself. Now, why pay yourself? That's more credibility because now you're an employee. So if you need a apartment lease or a new car, all you gotta do is show them your pay stubs. That's it. You're done. You know, rather than giving all those extra financials because it's an LLC. I'm going to be doing a lot of hustling with this one LLC before we get to the point where we go after the bigger C Corp. But it's going to be a nice journey. It's going to be a nice journey. Only the new audience that's going to be watching the long form content is really going to grasp what I'm trying to build, because the short form content doesn't do it justice. It's just not, even if they're like 3 minutes long. But I'll get some views. I'll get some views on the channels with the short form content. Hopefully I'll direct some of you over there to go to the new channel that are loyal, that aren't just going to be writing negative comments. And I'm not even going to advertise anything in the drop down boxes of the new channel. I'm literally just gonna, and I'm not gonna post any videos. I'm just gonna make all the videos, have them unposted, like maybe 12 videos, basically a month's worth of content I'm gonna have already made before I start on a daily basis posting the videos, and each video will promote the next video, and so on and so on, because I want to build a new loyal audience with that channel that's really ready to follow the journey of a regular person trying to build a business. Just a regular dude over 50 out here grinding. And I think I'm going to bring a new crowd of, hopefully, a new crowd of people over 40 that feel like they got to start something now while they're still at a job, and how easy it is when you do have good credit. I had a brick and mortar store. I don't want to bore you, but I want to go back to this for a second. Back in 98, I had a brick and mortar cell phone store. This is how ignorant I was. An actual functional business. I didn't even know the power of having that location. If I knew then what I know now, just having that location was credit. Because I was there for 3 years. You know, all I had to do is fix my personal credit, which back then I had no clue how to do. I didn't even know how to build business credit, and from what I understand, business credit was extremely easy back then. When I say easy, extremely easier back then to build business credit than it is today. And it's not hard now, but it was easier back then to build it like corporate credit, it's really called, because it's only based on the business, not your personal. Like, you didn't have to guarantee very much at all back in the day, but I didn't know this. This is before even YouTube was out. Now going in, if I were to ever start a new brick and mortar store, which it sounds like I'm definitely going to do with the corporation, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how to build the corporate business and corporate credit. I know exactly what to do now. So it's actually making my life easier that I'm doing this after all the mistakes I've made in life. Had I known half of what I know now, I would have already been successful for 10 years. For at least 10 years after that point. Into my life now, I'd probably still be successful off of that one business. Even though it changed, it was a wireless cell phone store. But, the market's changed, everything changed. I could have changed with it. I could have done different cell phone companies. But I did so much wrong. That's for another story. I'll probably talk about it again one day. But the reason why I know the channel with the long form content is going to be successful, and I can guarantee it, is because as I'm building lines of credit, acquiring grants, I'm going to be showing it on the channel. The views are going to take off. Because that's what happened on these channels in the beginning. That's how I started. I only started from long form content, but when I started showing credit cards that I got for the business, the views. So I know it's going to happen again, but if I get to the point where I have a physical location, not a virtual location, and I'm getting credit lines from this company as well as the new company in the future, man, guys, I could guarantee that people are going to buy the membership at any price that I want. I'm probably going to keep it at no higher than $97 a month. I want to do some type of either physical or virtual membership card. We got to figure out how to do that. But I'm so excited about finally getting to the point. And I got extra money from an unlikely source. A family member threw me a couple grand and just said, here, just start over. Yeah, you made mistakes again, but we all make mistakes. And I still got the other company. It's just I have a lot of debt on it that I don't want to pay. I'd rather start over here fresh with my good personal credit now. Start over, build this company up, and that company's probably going to get dissolved, and we'll start fresh with a brand new C Corp. But the C Corp is where we're going to go to the lawyers. I have a law firm in mind. Let them set it up the right way. Set up the right stock situation. They're probably going to be the same company that's going to do my family trust, my family living trust. And I did promise you guys, I'm going after my first house. But I haven't decided whether I want it in my name or under an LLC or maybe a property trust. I haven't decided that yet. I might close because there might be a FHA loan. I might have to close on my name, but move it to, I think the laws had changed. I heard of some law change where they're hitting you with some type of tax if you move it right to the LLC and you got to do all this extra paperwork or something, but not a trust. So I got to figure that out. That's what the lawyers are for. This is why you really should set your company up, go back to the lawyers, maybe the following year or something, and restructure your organization of your operational paperwork. So it's 100% dot the T's, cross your T's, dot the I's, whatever you say. So I'm going to do a filing company, and I'll talk about that because that's one of the companies I'm going to refer to you guys. The filing company is what's going to actually set up this LLC and be the registered agent. But in the future, with the C Corp, I'm going to go to a real law firm because that's going to be more details, legal paperwork, and that's got to be flawless. But I'm going to try to go to a local credit union for this company, this agency, and try to skate with the virtual address. And a proof of address, I'm going to try to use business insurance, because the business insurance will have your physical address on there. So I'm going to try to skate with that. But we shall see. I'm going to try to skate with that. We'll see how that plays out. And I got an insurance company that I'm going to use that for like $20 a month, it'll make it look like you have, I think, a couple $100,000 in coverage. So that's going to be a good look on paper. Your paperwork is important when you're building these companies. That's why I kind of like that it's online now, so you'll be able to print it out, but it's still sitting on your platform. You know what I mean? So you don't really lose it, because that was my biggest problem with building LLCs in the past, just keeping track of paperwork, because everything had to be filed, and now everything's digital. So you will keep a paper copy, but in the event something happens to that paper copy, you have it stored online, which I like. And once I get out of this apartment where I'm renting these rooms and into a house, the house is going to be like my first studio. You know, it'll probably be a dedicated room to just filming. And that'll be my main focus, is getting better with the content. I'm thinking about buying a software, you know, where you can move your face around and you guys can see on the screen what I'm actually doing, what website I'm on, stuff like that. I think that's important for the channel, so you're not just seeing me sitting in the car telling you what I'm doing. You're actually going to see me sitting down, going over these websites and in detail. That's how I want to build the course. I want to be able to actually show you the websites I'm going to and give you my affiliate link. And I'm not going to make very much money doing the affiliate marketing, but it helps. The real money is going to be made when I start building out clients and my steady platform, that anybody who supports the company, they'll go to this platform. I haven't released it yet, but I'll let you guys know, because I'm a referral link for them, that I want you guys to also use. I will say this platform is going to replace School, Kajabi, all these platforms that got these limited communities and stuff, where you set up communities, courses. This platform is only going to be $25 a month, and you'll be able to do unlimited communities, courses, different digital products, but it doesn't have a cap. So from one platform, I can create 10 courses. I can create 10 communities. I'm not going to need that many, but it's nice to know for only $25, you can have all that in one place, and then have a hub where people go to, and your hub will be able to show all your different stuff on your hub, and it's very good visually for a cell phone. You know, so I'll be able to direct you to my domain, because I have a personal domain, And then I'm also going to have a business domain. So that'll, you know. So I'm really excited about the direction I'm going into. Like I said, I got extra money to just set the business up from an unlikely place. Even though I'm making money daily, you know, I don't want to dip into my money that I'm paying bills with. So I have now a separate source of money to just do setup. The mailbox address, the email. I found a very, 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 because I'm setting this up over 50, you'll find that I'm not very technical. So if you're over 50, breathe deep. Be like a sigh of relief, because I'm not that technical. So everything I'm referring you to isn't too complicated. Because the source I found for the business email and business domain was so simple. It goes like that. And if you don't know, there's video format. You can find videos to help you figure it out. I got a referral for them. I didn't do the referral for my the company I'm going with for my business phone number. I'm getting a local number. And I'll tell you why. 1-800 numbers are cool, but you yourself, when you get a call on your cell phone from a 1-800 number, do you answer it? I don't either. But if you see an 860 or whatever area code you're living in, your curiosity will make you pick it up. That's why I got a local business number. Got a local business number that I can forward to a cell phone or something like that. That's going to be a referral too. I didn't set up the referral for it yet. I'm working on that. Once my paperwork comes back, I'm immediately going into my grant source. What can I get grant for? And they have AI built in the platform. So I said AI is taking over. You don't even got to fill out the grant paperwork. All you got to do is tell this platform everything there is to know about your business. And they do the rest with the AI, with answering the silly questions for these grants. Nice, right? We are that far ahead where you don't even have to be smart enough to do a long explanation to get the money. And you can go to ChatGPT, truthfully, and do the same thing. Go there, give them the question. How do I fill this out based on my business information? We made it. If you're over 50, we made it. We made it to a time where you don't have to read or write that good. You don't have to be that smart. As long as you got the proper setup, you're in business. We made it. We finally made it to a time where you could be really a little slow. A little slow even. I'm not trying to say I'm a little slow, but I'm not that smart. I barely graduated from high school. I was a physical business owner, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing back then. I had no clue about starting a business with good personal credit. Everybody should start a business with good personal credit. Nobody told me that back in 98. Nobody. To go into business now, in a physical business, without good personal credit and business credit from jump, is crazy. It's crazy. By the time I get to building my C Corp, I'm already going to have corporate credit built up on this family LLC. Now, the family LLC, depending on your situation and what your tax people tell you, you may turn it into a S corp, and you can still do that if you're a married couple. You may. Sometimes it's a good choice, or you may want to go the route that I want to go, which is putting it underneath your C corp. So your C corp acts as the holding company. Why am I doing that? If I position a LLC under a C corp, even though the C corp is brand new, it now owns this, it makes it just as valuable. Both companies are just as valuable in the eyes of the banks and the people who are going to be lending money to. And now with the C corp, you can bring in people to invest in your company, get more insurance policies, bring in people that are going to help build you up. And this will be like a private membership, the C corp, so where I'll be interacting with people that have the kind of money that can afford to invest in business. It's going to be for entrepreneurs and business owners that already been in business. So entrepreneurs might not have any money, but we're going to focus on business owners, local business owners. I'm thinking like find a nice small, not necessarily small, but decent sized location, maybe an old restaurant or something to that capacity that has like an open floor plan, and we'll use that as like the studio where we'll do like events and videos with an audience, but it'll be a membership for that as well. Everything's gonna be a membership, because I think that's the longevity with these companies now. If you want longevity, you gotta have like steady stream of income. But I'm also gonna eventually make a few dollars on the side, not a lot, with the YouTube channel once it's monetized. Take that video footage from the physical location, put it on the channel, as well as in the membership. Do like exclusive videos, in the membership that they can't see on even the YouTube channel, So it's gonna be a lot. But it's gonna free up my time with doing all this video content, because it's a lot trying to figure out what you're gonna put on 5, now I'm going to 6 different channels. But it's easy for me to do short form content for days. I'm gonna have so much short form content because all I'm doing is taking a video like this, going into Opus Clip, which I do have a link for, letting Opus Clip dice it up, and then decide what video to put on each channel. One I might be talking about transportation. I might want to put that on Nice Guy Driver. One I might be talking about a specific business credit card. I might want to put that on Shania Business. When I talk about the AI stuff, that's easy because that's going on Blandrake. Overall business stuff, I might put on Real Wealth. So I got a lot of exposure for the short form content. I just want to house all my long form in one place and hopefully get that channel monetized and use AI to predict all 30 of the titles to keep them, in an order where you binge watch one after the other and build a good viewing process what's not, because, my channels are scattered all over the place. I admit it. But I didn't know what I was doing. But I'm here now, and going forward, I've learned. So I'm sure you'll get updated from me eventually on what that new channel is going to be, the name, when we get that started. But I really want to get my corporate paperwork back, focus on getting this grant. There's so many grants, guys. I'll be honest with you guys, I thought with the Trump administration was going to end grants. I know, but I'm not trying to say there's more, but there's always going to be grants available for small and big business. There's always. You just got to get yourself structured right, especially if you're black. If you're black, you want to have pristine credit. I'm not there. You want to have pristine credit on your personal, and then get your business to the point where it don't even need you as a guarantee anymore. And then you could just go on and guarantee the next business. I don't see a limit to having multiple businesses just building credit for you. I don't even see a negative with that. But I do see a need to have structure. You want to have a holding company, maybe 3 operating companies, and then consider breaking it up. Maybe go start a new holding company. So something happens crazy, you're not bringing down your whole organization. And then be like me, consider selling. I'm considering selling, maybe not putting my LLC under the C Corp, keep them separate entities, because I may want to just keep this a S Corp, the LLC, make the C Corp a publicly traded company, or just sell it for a couple millions of dollars, because it's going to have credit and all this stuff in line. If they want me to remain as active president, you could do that. You could actually sell a business, remain a paid employee of that business. That's legal. Look it up. You can actually sell a company, and they might be afraid to buy if you're not involved. You stay there, you negotiate your salary, and now you're an active employee for a company you just sold, and your other company over here remains separate and could do marketing work for this company, for the C Corp. So now you could have your hands in everything, or keep them totally separate. It's amazing what you could do. It's amazing what you could do, not scamming, legal. It's amazing what you could do without doing any type of scamming. And I'm starting to see that now. I mean, I saw it in the past. It was just hard when you don't have the knowledge. It's so hard. And I'm looking forward to this journey, going in as a grandfather, starting over as a grandfather. And I'm really looking forward to enjoying the next 10, 20, 30 years I got left, And I want to share it on my own platform. I like YouTube, but I want to have my own media platform as well. Separate from YouTube, to share years after I'm gone. Yeah. So if you're willing to follow me on the journey, you're welcome. I hope to see you in the future of my life on the new channel, as possibly as well as the old. But I'm going to continue what the old channels. I don't want, for you people that are actually watching to think that I'm leaving. But it's enough for me to have all the channels if I'm only focused on long form content on one channel. You know, it's just easier for my mind to focus on that one channel being long form, and then I can just dice up these videos and just put them on each of these other channels and just watch the channels grow. You know, I know I'm still gonna grow that way. It might be a little bit slower, but that's all I got for you guys today. If you haven't already, regardless of what channel you see this on, please support the channel, subscribe, like, comment, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thank you.